I think it's fair to say that one thing we noticed about Prince Harry in that recent CBS interview was really this. Well, we hadn't seen it for a long time, had we? That particular look of sheer boredom. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. You could understand, of course, that Meghan saw this as a wonderful opportunity, particularly on her birthday, to make sure that all eyes were focusing on her. But behind the scenes, as ever at CBS, things were not necessarily going the way to plan. Let me explain. And good to see you today. As ever, thank you so much for taking the time out to join me. We are in the beautiful surrounding that is, of course, 10 Downing Street in the very heart of London, the hotbed of everything political. Oh, yes. If you want drama, this is like a running soap opera, let me tell you. I'm sure it's like this in your part of the world, though, with your governments. Do let me know. Are they changing faster than you can change your pillowcase? Do you know what I'm saying? It's just every single day there's a new drama moving forward. As ever, though, let's get back. Oh, we haven't had a wave, have we? We'll have a quick wave. Morning, sorry, nice to see you. Now, let's get back to your royal story of the day. This is really interesting, in fact, because when you think about it, the developments that have gone on between, of course, Meghan Markle's company and, of course, her management team or publicity team, they really wanted to reposition Meghan as this brand new person, sort of mom to children, the battles that she's got with all of that sort of stuff. And one might suspect this was going to work, at least for a short period. But the bottom line was this was all meant to be about her and not Harry. Now, what I could point out, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is literally this. You see, you can understand the fact that, again, she wanted to position herself as a leading powerhouse, as we saw when she popped over to that event where she sadly could not get pictured with the movers and shakers, the Gwyneth Paltrows and Reese Witherspoons. This was going to be that thing where we were all changed by her, speaking from the heart about her children and her concerns about online bullying and stuff like that. Now, I think it's fair to say, is it not, that Harry looked perpetually bored throughout the interview. Naturally came alive when he had moments of wanting to remember bits of the script, but clearly Meghan didn't like elements of that. It wasn't really fitting in with her narrative, and there's lots more to come out of that. But the bigger issue is this, you see, basically CBS, and as ever we have to say allegedly, wanted him in the action. They know that she's not a selling point alone. Yes, there's an audience, but certainly not to the level of having a former royal sat next to you, being interviewed, of course, by a very respected journalist, Jane Powley. And again, you can understand her point of view. You see, if you think about it, everything was so badly scripted. If you remember when, of course, Miss Powley turned up to do the interview and they were on the veranda, you will recall that Meghan rushed towards her and said, "I'm so glad that you were able to come." What does she mean, able to come? She was integral to the interview. She was part of the production team. Of course she was always going to show up. But this again, was all like, oh, I'm so glad that you could fit it in. It's all about focusing on Meghan. And you will have noticed, of course, that Harry very nicely, very respectfully remained in the background. According to a source, Prince Harry's bored rigid with this life. It isn't a life that he thought he was going to have. He's now scratching around trying to get, of course, some precedents and more importantly, get people to be interested in his wife. He knows without himself, even in those cloudy, dark days of his, that he needs to be in situ. She doesn't necessarily want that, but seemingly now they are stuck together for a business. And more importantly for Meghan, she must realise without Harry, there's simply no interest in Meghan Markle, former cable TV actress. Either way, as ever, it's a developing story. Neil Sean, 10 Downing Street, London.